Hi, and welcome to God Works Weekly. I'm Jeff Heisner. Last week, we shared the story about Fairlawn Lutheran and their groundbreaking on a new K-5 school. So great to see when all we seem to hear about are schools shutting down. Now, Dan Lepley from Genesis Group shares the importance that schools have been in our ministries throughout the years.
Lutheran schools is just such an important part of our heritage as Lutheran Christians in North America. I can't tell you how many churches back in the 1800s, they built the school building first and then the church. And oftentimes, think of places like Frankenmuth, Michigan, where there was one building that was built. It was the school, it was the parsonage, it was the church, it was those things all together. And so for us as Lutherans to recognize that Lutheran education has always been a part of who we are and what we do, we're just continuing to be true to who God has called us in our community, and to see new schools coming into existence in 21st century North American context. Not something I thought I would ever be a part of, but here we are, and God is awesome, and He's doing things that we can't even imagine.
Going inside Concordia Market, Jeff Meyer from the church in Fitchburg, Wisconsin, created a new leadership curriculum. It's called the Clarity Reset. Here's Jeff with more.
It's a little tool, just a quick mini series to help leaders when they're stuck, when they're caught in what I call the swirl, and they need some help to get outside of themselves for a bit and to think about what's really going on. And it's a mini series, a little video snippets that I've recorded, course where they can go through and answer 5 really simple questions. They're not easy questions, but they're simple, to help them get unstuck and to find a step forward that they can take with some confidence.
You can find out more at concordiamarket.com/a-clarity-reset. We'll have much more with Jeff and his leadership curriculum in upcoming episodes. Time for What You're Reading. This week, we're catching up with Al Amling, the English District School Superintendent. Al, what you reading?
Digital Delusion, forget the author, but what the premise is that tech has taken over education. And is that a good thing, as our test scores are showing that across the country, this is the first generation that isn't smarter than the past generation. So the premise of the book is, let's take a look at how we can best use technology to further their education, not in place of their education. And it's really the next step from the next generation.
Okay. Do you like it so far, and you're finding some
I do.
useful
It's
things?
challenging.
Okay.
It challenges, because I was a teacher when it all started, and so it makes me question what I do, but that's okay, because we always have to get better.
Time for Word of Encouragement, and we're going back to Getting Through What You're Going Through by Tanner Olson. Here's Squeeze Me Out.
This one's called Squeeze Me Out, and it kind of plays off of the cover of the book. Squeeze me out, and no, you won't find answers, but maybe something softer, something that stayed after the clapping stopped, after the room emptied and the unexpected arrived. And I hope you'll find something like honey after the sting, something gentle enough to hold you, strong enough to stay, something patient, something kind, not loud, not polished, but real. And mostly, I hope you find love. Not the kind sold in songs, the kind that wakes early just to water what isn't blooming yet. The kind that daily pulls the weeds, kneels in the mud, and calls it holy. A love that whispers your name when you've lost your own voice. A love that limps through dark valleys, that forgives when it's tired, that shows up again and again, because that's what love does. Press me. You'll find prayers whispered in silence, tears that have seen the middle of the night, faith that's been held together by the hands of a healer. You'll see joy that had to be chased, hope that refused to let go, and peace that passes all understanding. Maybe you'll see unfinished dreams, scars too honest to hide, stories still being written by the same hands that held me together. You'll find soul and grace and the echo of every "I'm still here." Squeeze me out, and no, you won't find answers, but you'll find presence, no fear, just a heart still learning how to love and be loved. Go.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Remember, you can find links to everything that we've covered. They're going to be in the show notes. And send us those story ideas of all the cool things that are happening at your church or in your community. You can email me directly. Thanks for watching God Works Weekly.